Let's take a deeper dive into the Northern Lights. We had a great show last night. We'll have maybe another opportunity to see them tonight, but we'll start with a viewer picture. This sent in by Holly from Luxembourg, and you can see just how beautiful that is over the farm. The greens, the reds. The aurora was visible to the naked eye last night. It was actually overhead from a few viewer pictures that I've seen, and that doesn't happen very often, so hopefully you had a chance to get out and enjoy it. But what are the Northern Lights? Well, sometimes the sun sends out a solar flare, almost like the sun is burping, and that sends a bunch of particles towards the Earth, basically charged particles of protons and electrons. And that solar wind will then start to interact with the Earth's magnetic field, which helps to protect us from various things. It's going to flow basically around the Earth's magnetic fields until it reaches the poles, and that's where the magnetic field is the weakest. And if the storm is strong enough, well, of course, those northern lights can drop down to the mid-latitudes where we are here in Iowa. And so essentially those charged particles are interacting with different molecules in the atmosphere, and the color of the aurora kind of depends on which molecules and at what level. So we had a lot of these colors last night. Red happens from oxygen molecules that are more than 120 miles above the surface. That's really high up. Blue is from nitrogen molecules that are about 60 to 120 miles up. Green, which is probably the most common, that's from oxygen molecules, again about 60 to 120 miles. Nitrogen molecules less than 60 miles, that tends to give you that pink color. So a little bit of science behind the aurora there. And we had a K index approaching 9. It was over 8. That gives us a G4 severe geomagnetic storm. G5 is extreme. That's what we had back in May of 2024 when the show was absolutely amazing. We had numbers similar to this back in October of 2024, so this doesn't happen very often. We even stayed around a 7 up until sunrise. That's why the aurora could be seen all night long. We're expecting it to increase throughout this afternoon. We can't see the northern lights because the sun is up, but then it still should be around a 6 or 7 here through tonight, so that could give us a chance to see them. But will the clouds cooperate? That's the big question here. We're looking sunny as we go through today, but there's the clouds filling in about 7 o'clock, and we may see some of these high clouds as we go to about 2 a.m. before they decrease. So we may have to look through that, but if you missed them last night, you probably want to go outside, try to catch a glimpse of them today. Just get away from city lights, let your eyes adjust, use that long exposure photography. And we'll look at highs in the 50s today, 64 tomorrow, and then into the mid-60s Friday and Saturday before we start to tumble down. We'll kick off next week in the upper 40s with a chance for rain on Monday.